What's up, everybody? Welcome to Observe and Proceed, where I observe and proceed to react. And today, we got something different. It's a hostage situation at a bank in Bakersfield, California. And it was kind of like that movie, Dog Day Afternoon. That's an old movie with Al Pacino, where him and his partner take a bunch of civilians hostage at a bank and start asking the government for money. Well, it's not quite like that. But there's a crazy dude, which turned out to be an ex-military that got discharged. He's a sex offender. He lost his mind. He went in there pretending he had a bomb and took everyone hostage for like 2 days. It's pretty wild. We're going to get right into that. Before I do, I'd like to thank everyone that's been subbing, that's been liking the video. I highly appreciate you. And if you could do that for me real quick, I'll appreciate you too. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's see what this is about.
After police responded, our 17 News crew spoke with a customer who was just inches away from the suspect.
17's Andres Armenta has more on today's top story from the man who saw it unfold in real time.
A warm Tuesday afternoon and a regular trip to Chase Bank in downtown Bakersfield for Freddie Arredondo.
Out of nowhere, this guy appears from our left side, and he's just standing right there, and he interrupts us, and he's like, "It's a bad day to be at the bank."
In seconds, the situation got heated.
As he was talking to us, that's when he started reaching like this, and that's when he just whips out the switch, and that's when like my eyes just got big, like, oh no, like this is actually it's a bomb, and I've never seen anything like this or felt anything like that, you know.
So when he just flipped out a switch, how would you connect that to a bomb if you don't see a bomb, you know? Because, I mean, we'll get to it, but, you know, it wasn't exactly a bomb.
It was just beyond words.
A moment of stillness and eternity for Arredondo.
I was just fearing for my wife, that she was outside, my kids, you know, not being able to see them ever again. It was just a lot right there, you know.
If he didn't have a gun or anything, because I haven't heard anything about a gun yet, would have just rushed out of there, right?
You sort of do feel everything flash before you, and
I'm guessing he did, chaos, Arredondo says the suspect began a speech.
He started just bringing up his Marine career and stuff, and he was just rambling on that. And like I said, I was just trying to walk back, and that's when he started really getting mad at me, and I didn't want to listen. I wanted to live.
Arredondo says he was the only one slowly backing away from the suspect before taking advantage of a second of distraction.
I just turned around and started running out, and that's when he started screaming. But when I did that, everybody else ran out too, you know. So
that's
it
good.
Sort of gave
that's what I would have done.
More of a chance, but yeah.
After calling 911,
and if I didn't, you know, I wouldn't want to play hero or anything, because you don't know if he really does have a bomb. But there could have been somebody in there like, you know what, I'm gonna just tackle this old dude, or, you know, this crazy dude, and just disarm him myself. That could have happened too, depending on where they're at. I know a few places that there probably would have been some people that would have done that.
Arredondo captured the early scenes of police response. That brings us to where we are now, with all possible units ranging from SWAT to K9, bomb squad, and negotiators to try and mediate the situation.
This is a very active scene. We ask that if any members of the community are watching this right now, please stay out of the area. That way the police officers on scene can do what they need to do to bring this to the safest conclusion possible.
All right, so this continued well into the AM hours of the night. That happened during the day, during the morning yesterday, and this is what happened during the night.
We're updating breaking news as hostages remain trapped inside of a
AM
building.
hours,
This is happening in Bakersfield. And this is new video just into our newsroom showing possible family members arriving to that scene and being escorted by police. Other people were seen hugging and saying prayers.
And within the last 15 hours, just 2 hostages have been released as police and federal agents continue to swarm the scene.
You know, I'm guessing it's the people that didn't rush out, because he said a lot of people ran out. When he ran, the other dude that we just heard. I'm guessing it was like the old people or some people in the front or something. I still have yet to hear that this guy is armed, you know, with a gun. So I don't know if I, you know, would have stayed particularly. I probably wouldn't believe he had a bomb if I didn't see a bomb either. A switch ain't gonna like trigger something in my head that it's a bomb. Like, you know, it could be a game controller, you know, like. That don't mean it's a bomb.
going on since yesterday afternoon.
Eyewitness News reporter Monica Deanda joins us live with the very latest on this. Monica?
Good morning. Just a very delicate situation that we continue to monitor over there in Bakersfield as we stand by for an official update from police this morning. But we want to take you back right now to the chilling moment when first responders first responded to that scene.
Possible makeshift gun in his hand and wires coming out from under his shirt.
Okay, he had some type of put together gun, like some crappy put together gun, which might not have been real either. Makeshift.
Inside the primary building, the subject's got people on their knees.
He still has his thumb on a switch.
We understand hostages were stuck inside of that building overnight after a man entered the Chase Bank and barricaded himself inside around 1 p.m. yesterday. Negotiations with that suspect have been ongoing since the bomb threat was first reported. The FBI and Department of Homeland Security are among the agencies helping Bakersfield police. 2 hostages have been released from the building, but the focus remains on trying to get everyone else out safely.
Can't imagine what they're going through. I'm sure they're absolutely terrified. I just send all my prayers and love and positive thoughts to them and their families.
According to police, crisis negotiators were in contact with the barricaded suspect over the phone. However, authorities have not confirmed if there is a bomb. But check this out. New video just into our newsroom appears to show people being escorted by members of the SWAT team a short time ago. Family members who have spent all night there also seen embracing one another. So at this moment, we are standing by to get an update from police.
All right,
no
well,
word yet if any more
after all that, they ended up calling the FBI SWAT team to come in there and kill him and free all the hostages. No hostages were hurt, so let's see that.
That breaking news update is coming out of downtown Bakersfield, where police say 10 hostages have finally been freed, and the suspect is dead after being shot by FBI agents early this morning, bringing it into a very tense 15-hour-long standoff. And thank you for joining us this midday.
Okay, 15 hours. That's pretty long standoff.
And I'm Graciela Moreno. Just moments
ago,
not
quite 2 days,
police
though.
identified that suspect as 41-year-old Anthony Scott Searles Harris. Investigators say that he served in the military from 2006 to 2007 when he was dishonorably discharged. Police added that Harris is also a registered sex offender with an extensive criminal history.
A sex offender, bro.
Now, the terrifying situation began just after 1 yesterday afternoon near
This is why you can't give these sex offenders light sentences. They need to face life. Like, I'm serious. If they're obviously, this was a child that they didn't even mention that. It was his victim was like 14. If you're a PDF, you should be given life. I'm not kidding. Like, life or the death sentence. Those are the worst type of people on this planet by far.
And Chester Avenues in Bakersfield. Originally, we were told that it took place inside a Chase Bank, but today a spokesperson for the financial institution said that it all unfolded on a neighboring floor of the building. Streets were blocked off for hours because of the bomb threat. Bakersfield City Hall north and south, along with the Development Services building and police headquarters, were also locked down. Now, Harris told police that he had explosive devices attached to himself and that he attached explosives to the hostages. Late this morning, those hostages were also identified as members of the Kern County Superintendent of Schools. 2 victims were released during negotiations with the FBI. Authorities say the others were released hours later when agents shot and killed Harris.
At approximately 4:30 a.m. this morning,
4:30.
That's when the hostage rescue team neutralized this subject.
You know, the funny thing is, they didn't even tell anybody till like 11:30, 11 a.m. Because the last video I reacted to, that was the first video I saw in the morning. It was already like 7, 8 a.m. And they didn't have any other updated videos, updated news. You know what I mean? Like, so they had him subdued since 4:30, but they didn't let anyone know till like 7 hours later. That's funny. So this press conference.
And let me be clear. He had tied up 5 of the hostages, but there were 10 hostages in there. And they were all unharmed physically. I'm sure there'll be mental scars that they'll be living with, and we'll have our victim specialist to help them.
Police are now looking into what led up to this frightening ordeal. As they continue to investigate, they're asking anyone with information to come forward. For now, the affected properties and the buildings remain closed to the public.
Let's see what some comments are saying. Great job. Only suspect dead. Save the taxpayers money from some BS trial. Yeah, you know, because they might have even let him out again. They shouldn't have let him out the first time. Just watched the news conference. The guy was a scumbag and a mugshot. Did not know what a razor looked like. What? That's awful, but it's great all the hostages are safe. Another person's tragic life story comes to an end. The ending to this was great, but what about all the catch and release murders that you won't report on? Is he asking the news like directly? Isn't there an island that nobody wants that we can put all the sex offenders on? I don't think they deserve an island, bro. They don't. Let's hear more about the suspect.
Getting more details about who this suspect is and what exactly happened last night. Now, authorities say that 10 hostages were being held inside the Chase Bank, all of them on the building's second floor. Police say the suspect had a bomb strapped to himself and had also attached additional explosive devices to some of the hostages. Now, according to Bakersfield police, 5 of the 10 hostages were physically tied down during the standoff.
Okay, so he really did have some type of explosive device, but I'm guessing it wasn't like a, you know, like a huge bomb. Like, it's probably like some like light C4 type of thing. Like, if you're not near him, you probably, like, he can't blow a building up is basically what I'm saying. Like, you could have probably rushed out, something like that.
Negotiators were able to secure the release of 2 hostages overnight, but officials say the suspect refused to let anyone else go. And after hours of unsuccessful negotiations, the FBI hostage rescue team entered the building just before 4:30 this morning. And authorities say the suspect was shot and killed during that operation. Now, police have identified the suspect as 41-year-old Anthony Scott Searles Harris. Now, here's some more details about who he was.
He was a 41-year-old white male who served in the U.S. Army from 2006 to 2007. However, he was dishonorably discharged.
He's talking about he was a Marine. He was in the Army. He wasn't even in the Marines.
For going AWOL.
Of course he
That's
would.
absent without
make
leave.
the Marines.
He was no stranger to law enforcement and has a criminal history of using weapons to commit violent offenses.
He went AWOL.
In 2014, he was charged with sex acts with a child under 14.
That's what I was saying. Like, how?
He's a registered sex offender.
Now,
how does he
all
get
10
this light
hostages
sentence,
were
bro?
safely rescued and are with
He
their...
obviously should have had a way harsher sentence, even with his prior history. Like, this dude should have never been free.
families right now. Now this will continue to be investigated. Now you can see yellow caution tape behind me still. That is expected to stay up, so parts of downtown will remain closed until later this afternoon. We will stick on this story throughout the day, bringing you
They did not show his picture.
Getting more details.
But I seen his picture, and he doesn't even look 41. He looks like gray, like he looks fat, gray hairs everywhere, long hair, you know, creepy looking white guy. He doesn't look 41. He looks like 51. All right, let's see this and
all right, Alex Stone, Richard Frankel, I want to bring you in on this now as we're listening to the update from Bakersfield police there on that hostage situation that was in the building in Bakersfield. It looks like the suspect that is now dead, tactical teams had to breach the room where the hostages were being held. Apparently, there were explosives attached to them. Only 2 hostages have been released. It sounds like there were 8 more that were in there. But when they found out more about this suspect, even after negotiating for 13 hours, he was a registered sex offender. He had a criminal record. He had gone AWOL after serving in the Army. And so there was obviously deep concern about what could happen next. Alex Stone, what else is standing out to you? We know his name, we know his background, and now we know the details of why the tactical team had to make entry and take down that suspect.
Yeah, and pretty incredible the way this all went down, that we now know that as you mentioned, Kira, that he attached what he said were explosive devices, although they say that they had no worry about them once they finally got in and that they were able to see them. onto the hostages who were in.
They had no worry about him. See, that says it all. Like, there are some, you know, T-Boo type of devices were even real explosives, bro. Like, I would have just rushed out of there, just like that first dude we heard.
Side, and that one woman, one of the hostages, was able to communicate. She had a phone on her until it went dead, but that she has diabetes and that they were worried about her in that moment. But the HRT, the hostage rescue team, coming in from Quantico, Virginia, and executing this very quickly once they got on scene, going in and getting the hostages out, and then taking out this 41-year-old suspect. But a lot of new details here, and clearly a very stressful 15, 16 hours for all those who were inside.
Indeed. Richard, your thoughts?
Yeah, the fact that HRT was able to get there in bed immediately with the SWAT teams there, take over control, and then execute, it just goes to the level of their ability. You know, I had the pleasure and honor of working with HRT. I was not a member, but I worked with them on several different cases, and their expertise is second to none in these type of tactical situations. They assessed the situation. It appeared that the hostage taker was becoming erratic in some capacity, according to SAC Patel. And then on top of that, you had the person who had diabetes. They were afraid of loss of life. Those were the.
You know, also I think they probably had cameras on the inside that they tapped into, so they knew all the surroundings. They knew where he was at. And like he said, HRT, that's top of the line, like, when it comes to this type of stuff. So you're like, you know what? We could do this. This is an easy mission. And it obviously was. They took him out quick. He was a Temu gunman. He was he everything about him was bootleg, bro. Like, it's amazing to me he even had 10 people like take him serious. They have to have been old, you know what I mean? I would not have taken him serious from the get-go.
The impetus for HRT to actually, I would imagine, go through the door and take out the hostage taker, and then immediately go over to those other.
You know, and another thing they haven't mentioned this whole time, he was at a bank, right? Or he was in a bank building, but what was he there for? For money? Just to take people hostages? Like, what was his purpose in all this? They haven't said that at all. Because in Dog Day Afternoon, they were negotiating money. I wonder what he was negotiating. What was the purpose here? Like, and how do you think he would get out? Was this like a suicide? YouTube, you know, a self-inflicting death sentence? Like, I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Hostages and confirm that the packages were actually inert, non-operational explosives.
All right, we'll continue to.
Non-operational explosives. So they weren't even operating. That's what I said, bro. He didn't even have explosives. Someone should have just socked him, bro. Like, tackled him. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of wild. And if this type of stuff happens, you got to be observant. And act fast. Act fast because your life depends on it. And yeah, man, it's a crazy time. Stay blessed. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys on the next video.